What if I told you that most cars you see on the road today, yours included, are on track to fail before they even reach 100,000 miles? That's right, 9 out of 10 vehicles are doomed to expensive breakdowns. Not because of bad luck or bad engineering, but because drivers ignore the most critical habits. These are simple steps you can start today. Most take less than 10 minutes, and they will decide whether your car becomes a 300,000-mile legend or a worthless pile of repairs. Stay until the end, because tip number 7 is the one secret mechanics admit behind closed doors, but almost never tell you face to face. 1. Never skip oil changes, even once. It sounds obvious, right? Change your oil. But let me explain why skipping a single oil change can permanently damage your engine. Modern engines rely on tight tolerances. Bearings measured in thousandths of an inch. When oil degrades, it loses viscosity, fails to suspend contaminants, and allows microscopic metal particles to circulate. That abrasive slurry grinds away at cams, pistons, and bearings. Once wear begins, you can't reverse it. The problem, many manufacturers advertise extended oil intervals, 10,000, 12,000, or even 15,000 miles. But real-world conditions, short trips, city driving, temperature swings, mean your oil degrades faster than the lab tests suggest. If you care about longevity, change your oil every 5,000 miles or 6 months. Whichever comes first. Use high-quality synthetic oil and always replace the filter. This alone can add 50,000 miles to your engine's life. 2. Don't trust the lifetime transmission fluid lie. You've seen it in the manual, lifetime fluid. It sounds convenient, but it's one of the worst traps automakers ever created. Transmission fluid does 3 things. Lubricates gears and bearings, cools internal parts, provides hydraulic pressure to shift. Even sealed transmissions generate heat and collect metal shavings. Over time, fluid loses friction modifiers and becomes acidic, slowly eating seals and corroding components. If you never change your transmission fluid, you're gambling with a $4,000 replacement. Instead, change it every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. And never let a quick lube shop flush it if you're already over 100,000 miles without service. A gradual drain and fill is safer. 3. Inspect and replace belts and hoses proactively. Most people don't think about belts or hoses until they snap. But here's what that oversight costs you. A broken serpentine belt kills your alternator, water pump, and power steering instantly. A ruptured radiator hose overheats your engine in minutes. Either failure can turn a $50 part into a $5,000 repair. Inspect belts for cracks, fraying, or glazing every oil change. Squeeze coolant hoses. If they feel brittle or too soft, replace them. Change belts every 60,000 to 90,000 miles, even if they look fine. Rubber degrades invisibly over time. 4. Change coolant before it turns acidic. Coolant isn't just about preventing freezing or overheating. It also contains corrosion inhibitors that protect your engine block, water pump, and radiator. Over time, those additives break down, and the coolant becomes acidic. That acid eats away at gaskets and aluminum parts, leading to leaks and head gasket failure. Most manufacturers recommend changing coolant every 5 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. Use a test strip or pH meter to check acidity, and never mix different coolant types. They can gel and block passages. 5. Maintain your battery before it strands you. Your battery doesn't fail overnight. It deteriorates in predictable stages. Corrosion on terminals increases resistance, forcing your alternator to work harder. A weak battery also strains starter motors and voltage-sensitive electronics. Every oil change, inspect terminals for corrosion and clean them with a baking soda solution. Check electrolyte levels if you have a serviceable battery. Replace your battery every 4 to 5 years, no matter how strong it seems. A $120 battery beats a $900 alternator or a tow truck at 2 a.m. 6. Rotate and balance tires religiously. Tire rotation is the most overlooked maintenance task and one of the cheapest ways to extend the life of your suspension and steering. When you skip rotations, front tires wear faster due to cornering and braking. Rear tires develop cupping. Uneven tread causes vibrations that damage shocks and wheel bearings. Rotate tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles and balance them annually. Check alignment yearly or anytime you hit a major pothole. Your tires and your wallet will thank you. 7. Replace spark plugs before they fail. This is the secret mechanics quietly swear by. Spark plugs lose efficiency long before they fail outright. Old plugs cause incomplete combustion, carbon buildup, misfires that damage catalytic converters. Even long-life iridium plugs degrade after 60,000 to 100,000 miles. Replacing them early ensures better fuel economy, smoother idle, and less strain on ignition coils. And here's a pro tip. Always use OEM plugs. Cheap aftermarket options may not handle the heat range your engine requires. 8. Keep your fuel system clean. Direct injection engines are notorious for carbon buildup. Unlike port injection, fuel doesn't wash over intake valves, allowing deposits to accumulate. This leads to reduced airflow, poor throttle response, engine knock. Use top-tier fuel or add a cleaner every 5,000 miles. For severe cases, consider a professional walnut shell blast. And remember, clogged fuel filters strain the pump. Replace them per your maintenance schedule. 9. Change differential and transfer case fluids. If you drive an AWD or 4WD vehicle, neglecting these fluids is a time bomb. Differential and transfer case fluids lubricate gears that spin thousands of times per minute under high load. When fluid degrades, metal wears faster and bearings fail. Change these fluids every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Use only OEM specified gear oil. Wrong viscosity can destroy synchronizers. 10. Protect paint and undercarriage. Most drivers don't realize that corrosion is what ultimately kills many vehicles. Brake lines, fuel lines, and subframes rust quietly. Road salt accelerates the damage. Once a year, thoroughly wash the undercarriage and apply a rust inhibitor. Wax paint every 6 months to protect the clear coat. Over time, this adds thousands in resale value and keeps critical components intact. If you think your car will last 100,000 miles without proactive maintenance, think again. The vehicles that reach 300,000 miles aren't miracles. They're owned by people who follow habits like these. Which of these 10 tips surprised you most? Drop a comment below. If this video saved you a repair bill, smash the like button and subscribe for more real-world car care tips straight from mechanics. Stay smart, drive safe, and don't be part of the 90% who regret ignoring the basics.